Okay, so what happened? So my daughter was on her way to school when she was hit on the side, the driver's side, while crossing over an intersection. She's fine, that was the most important thing, but I was at work and I got a text from Apple. They send out an automated text anytime they detect an accident. So I called and daughter didn't answer. At that point, it's go time. I was just gonna map to that and get there as fast as possible. But she called back. Once she did that, the emotions went down and I was relieved. Now, the next thing was, how bad is the accident? So when I first arrived, I saw the other driver's vehicle. It looked pretty bad. But when I saw the Range Rover, it didn't look that bad. So I was like, well, was it two different accidents? But it wasn't until I walked around to the other side where the impact happened that I saw the damage. So I must say, the Range Rover took a pretty good hit. So the damage was to the quarter panel, the rear door, the bumper, the wheel. Later on discovered that it was the rotor that was broken in half, the wheel hub assembly. There were some internal components that were damaged. The trim came off because when she got hit, she spun around. So I guess that did some number on the inside of the vehicle too. So it's pretty big impact. After seeing all that, I figured there may be a possibility for it to be totaled. Especially when you start taking the car apart, they're gonna find all kind of broken clips and parts and stuff that you can't see with the naked eye until you start taking stuff off. And 9 times out of 10, it's gonna start adding up quickly. After we made sure our daughter was good, everything checked out with her, called the insurance. After calling them and sending them some pictures and describing the damage, they initially said it looks like it's going to be totaled, but this was without an appraisal. A few days go by and it was deemed as being a total loss. Alright, so this was my first time being involved in an accident that resulted in the vehicle being a total loss. So I wasn't really sure what to expect. However, I was surprised that the process was pretty painless, at least for our insurance, and it was pretty quick. They did their appraisal, they did some comps, and it came back a little low. I equate it to like selling your car. You have a price, they have a price, and typically those prices don't match. So that was the situation here. I was expecting around $7,500 to $8,000 for it. I know it's old, but it's good condition. They came back with around $6,200. And you gotta be mindful that I have a $750 deductible, so after the deduction is taken out, I was only left with about $5,500. So after getting that initial offer, I did want to let them know that I put here recently $2,000 into the vehicle. And I need to recoup that. So if you remember, we did the air suspension on the Range Rover, where we replaced the passenger front air strut. Whole fiasco. If you haven't seen that, I have the link down in the description to that video. And then a few months ago, I just put on a brand new set of tires. That was about $700. So with the air suspension at $1,300 and the tires at $700, about $2,000 worth of new parts on there. And also on the breakdown in the appraisal of the add-ons or options for the vehicle, they were missing one of the options that I actually have. A safety feature that I think will actually bring the value up is the blind spot detection. So I guess I, in a sense, countered their offer. And my surprise, they actually came back without any rebuttal and added the value of the 2 recent repairs to that. Now, they still did not add the blind spot detection. So I responded to that second offer, and then pretty much in the same day, they updated the appraisal and gave me around $6,920, and that's before the deduction. So I say all that to say, make sure if you're in this situation, hopefully you're not, you will fight for more money, because I think it's just like any other transaction when it comes to vehicles. Somebody's trying to get the most, somebody's trying to get the least, and you got to meet somewhere in the middle. So all in all, the process took about, I would say about a week to get everything ironed out. We did have to transfer the title over to Copart. That's where the car was taken pretty much the same day that it got hit. Once we signed over the title to Copart, it was a done deal. The Range Rover was gone. So now we needed a car. The Range Rover has been great. It's been a great utility vehicle for us. Having a house, you always need something to carry things around. But We were thinking if we get another older Range Rover, which we actually found. Ironic story. We found the seller of our Range Rover selling another Range Rover that was the same spec as the one that we just totaled. 3 years later, what's the odds? But then we thought about, okay, we get another luxury SUV like the Range Rover. It's going to have high miles. It's going to probably be in need of something a lot sooner than we anticipate. And potentially we'll just be putting money into another older vehicle. So then we thought about it and was like, well, are there some other options? I saw a little special running on a vehicle where it was $299 a month for a lease. So I started thinking, what if we get a new car? It'll have warranty. It will be a little safer because it has some more safety features since it would be a newer car. And our daughter would enjoy driving it. And we landed on the possibility of getting an EV car. We in the Tesla Model 3. We didn't end up getting a Range Rover. We stepped it up a bit. How you feel?
Excited.
All right, all right, all right. Are you glowing or are you sweating? Okay, just. But this is the Model 3, the back there. Want to show them what you got?
Very nice. Wow, touchscreen in the back. Wow, seats. Black interior. 15 speakers.
15? Ain't no 15. There's 9 speakers. So whose car is this? Whose? Yours? Whose? Got the boat pulled out, new vehicle, first time. All right, that's cool. I like that. So we landed on a Tesla, a 2026 Model 3 Premium Package Tesla. Now, I know you're wondering, a Tesla. You have 2 Porsches, we had a Range Rover and a BMW. How did we land here? Well, it's very simple. We wanted something that was practical. Not to say a Range Rover is not practical, but for a new driver, maybe not. This has safety features. It has no maintenance, no gas, no worries because it's under warranty. Bumper to bumper. And we did a lease. You know, if we don't want it in the next 3 years, then turn it back in, easy peasy. So that was the main reason why getting it. It wasn't because it's something that I wanted or something that would improve the channel. It definitely wasn't for the channel, but it was something that was the right tool for the job. So that's why we got this. Now, this may or may not make an appearance on the channel. I mean, like I said, it's not really what the channel's about. The channel's usually around European vehicles, fixing them up, modding them, doing all this stuff. And with this, we definitely won't be touching anything.